Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dissect corporate filings. Today we're diving into Neonode Inc's latest report, and let me tell you, it's not just about touchscreens and sensors. It's a story of navigating a changing world and whether they can actually turn their tech into profit. You could say it's a bit of a high-tech roller coaster, so buckle up. Neonode just released their earnings report, basically their financial grades for the whole previous year. Now these reports can be full of complicated numbers and confusing jargon, but we're here to cut through the noise and figure out what's really going on with the company. We will focus on the important parts and try to ignore all the fluff. This filing is a Form 8K, which companies file to announce major events. Think of it like a corporate news flash. In this case, it's all about their yearly earnings, and we are going to see the highlights. This report is dated March 25, so it's pretty recent. It means we're getting a fresh look at how Neonode performed. This is basically the day that the information was released to the public. Scroll item 2.02, results of operations and financial camp condition. Dunning scroll captures in Shakton is where they talk about how the company did financially speaking. Think of it as the report card for the business telling us whether they made money, lost money, and how they're managing their resources. It's all about the bottom line. The actual earnings release is attached as Exhibit 99.1. This is where we'll find all the juicy details, the numbers, and the management's take on the year. It's like the main course of our financial meal. So now we are getting to the numbers, let's dive in. Okay, let's get to the meat of the matter, the financials. Net sales, which is the total amount of sales after discounts and returns, increased to approximately $8.4 million for the year ended December 31, 2024, compared to roughly $7.2 million the prior year. That's an increase, a year-over-year jump of about 16%. This is important because it tells us that more customers bought their products or that they sold at higher prices or both. Now this might sound good, but is it good? We'll have to dig deeper to know. Gross profit, which is your revenue minus the cost of goods sold, increased to approximately $7.0 million for the year. Ended December 31, 2024, compared to roughly $5.8 million the prior year, meaning they are keeping more revenue for each item they sell. A good sign. Now, operating expenses, this is everything they spent to keep the lights on. Salaries, research, marketing, the whole shebang. Those were approximately $11.9 million for the year ended December 31, 2024, compared to roughly $12.6 million the prior year. Operating expenses going down, so that is a good sign. Unfortunately, the company had a net loss. A loss is basically the opposite of profit. It's when you spend more money than you earn. The net loss was approximately $4.9 million for the year ended December 31, 2024, compared to a net loss of roughly $6.8 million the prior year. While it's still a loss, the drop is significant, meaning they were losing money but at a slower rate. To recap the financials, sales went up, gross profit went up, expenses went slightly down, and losses shrunk. Overall, there seems to be some positive momentum here. Okay, now let's switch gears slightly and talk about something that might be concerning for shareholders or people who own a part of the company. This section is about future stuff, not just past results. Commitments are things the company is obligated to do. Contingencies are things that might happen which could cost the company money. The company has entered into a non-cancellable lease agreement for office space in Sweden. As of December 31, 2024, the future minimum lease payments are approximately $12.5 million. It's just a fancy way of saying they are paying rent for their office. Now, this isn't such a big deal. Most companies have leases to pay. In November of 2022, a lawsuit was filed against the company alleging infringement of certain patents. The company is vigorously defending itself in this matter. No prediction can be made as to the outcome of this matter, meaning that there are no guarantees that they will win this lawsuit. Lawsuits can be scary because they can be expensive and they can hurt the company's reputation, and they are unpredictable. You never know how a judge is going to rule. The fact that they are defending themselves is a good sign. It means they're not just rolling over. However, the uncertainty can be hard on investors as done. So what's the story here? What do these numbers and disclosures really mean? Neonode is in a tough spot. They have interesting technology, but they're not making money yet. They're bleeding cash, even though their sales are up. The question is, can they turn those sales into profit? Can they close those deals and make enough money to cover all their costs? the company has some serious strengths. Their sales are growing, which shows their technology is in demand. They're also cutting costs, which is a smart move. And they have a decent amount of cash on hand, so they're not about to go bankrupt tomorrow. But they also have weaknesses. They're still losing money, and they have a lawsuit hanging over their head. They are also competing against huge companies that have way more resources. They are also reliant on other people licensing their technology. If that licensing doesn't happen, the company doesn't make money. The biggest risk is the competition and the lawsuit. They need to win that lawsuit, or at least settle it for a reasonable amount. And they need to find a way to stand out from the crowd and convince customers to choose their technology over the competition. I think Neonode is an interesting company with a lot of potential, but they're not out of the woods yet. They need to keep growing their sales, cutting costs, and winning those deals. If they can do that, they might just turn that potential into profit. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us bring you more decoder content. Until next time,